Hey everybody, it is your boy N607 here, and welcome to another predictions and ideas video. I haven't done a video like this in quite a long time, so I'm sure that based on what I'm talking about, you can guess Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. The Spider-Man games, well specifically the Insomniac Spider-Man games, Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales, are up there as some of my favorite games of all time. And with Spider-Man 2 coming out next year, I'm super excited for it. I'm really hoping we get to see some actual gameplay this year, maybe some more story details, and that's kind of what the point of this video is to do, to predict and get some ideas out there. Now keep in mind, I'm not leaking anything because I know that there's like a myriad of Spider-Man 2 PS5 leaks and all that jazz when they're not really leaks. So yeah, today it's pretty much just gonna be me going over some things that I think could happen, as well as some things that I would like to see that may not happen, but we'll see. So the first thing I want to go through are the villains, because it seems to be the main talking point among people, and I'll go through we obviously know Venom's going to be possibly the main antagonist, as well as Kraven, but I think some other potential villains is potentially Kirk Connors as Lizard. I mean, they showed him at the end of Miles Morales, like in the ending sequence, he's gonna be Lizard in the game. I mean, there's no way otherwise. Why would they even put him there at all if there was no significance? Unless it was just a cameo. That I don't want to buy that. They'll probably do something with them. I also think that they'll probably make Yuri the Wraith. Now, to be fair, I haven't played much of the DLC for like Spider-Man Remastered, The City That Never Sleeps, and I haven't really played much of that, so I don't really know Yuri's complete story, but from what I've heard, it does seem like she becomes more and more villainous throughout that, so I think her being the Wraith is possible. And in terms of other villains that could be in the game, I'm honestly not too sure. They may maybe bring back a villain or two from the original game or whatnot. I don't think they're going to bring Rhino back, because they brought him back in Miles Morales. Maybe they'll bring like Electro back, or maybe they'll bring Shocker back, or Scorpion. Who really knows? Honestly, I've heard like some people say that they think that potentially Doc Ock might come back, which I mean honestly maybe as a reference, but not as Doc Ock, but instead Otto Octavius. That could potentially happen. There could be a scene in the game for that. It is possible that Fisk also will probably play some role, at least behind the scenes. He'll probably set the stage for a lot of stuff to happen in the game, but yeah, those are all like the ones that I would say are probably likely. Green Goblin or Norman Osborn as Green Goblin is pretty unlikely in my opinion. I think that's not going to happen. Too early for that, because like Harry's going to be like potentially Venom in this game, so I don't know. Maybe they'll do it in Spider-Man 3. I think that's pretty probable, but not now. So yeah, I finally got through all the villains because it's pretty much what everyone talks about. But now into some stuff that I would like to see. Now this is stuff that hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think would be cool. And not stuff like, oh, they're gonna connect Spider-Man 2 to the MCU. I'm sorry, I saw a video on YouTube that was predicting that like Insomniac Spider-Man games were gonna get tied in the MCU. Please don't do that, Insomniac. Please don't do that. That would be a bad idea. But the first thing I would like to talk about is the world of the game, and will it be different than that of the previous games? Because Spider-Man Miles Morales, while it had a winter setting, it was the same map as that of Spider-Man PS4 with a couple of changes around the map. But what about a new map to explore? Or a new section of New York? I think that'd be a cool idea. Having the gameplay take place in a new world would be nice, because well, Spider-Man isn't necessarily it's not like the worst thing in the world, because honestly you're not really running in the world, you're kind of just swinging through the world, but like building by building really quickly, so it's not the biggest issue ever. But I would still like to see a new world. I don't know, I'd like to see a new world that maybe goes for a bit of a darker style. I mean, we've kind of already seen it in the trailer. It seems like it's a little bit more, like the nighttime seems a little bit more dark, which I really like the idea of. And I think it's possible that they may do this. And now let's kind of like go on to some gameplay aspects. I'm sure the game will be set up just like Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales, though given the fact that it seems like you might be able to play as both Miles and Peter, it's very likely that they're going to split up the missions based on the character. You'll be able to play as both of them, and all you really have to do is just switch between them, like kind of like how you switch protagonists in GTA 5. They may maybe do it like that. They may have it more story based, like maybe like Peter gets the symbiote or something like that, and then like Miles has to fight him or something like that, so you can't use Peter for a while. They may potentially use something like that. I mean, it definitely seems possible. They may have it set up like that, and unfortunately, no multiplayer, because I believe we heard before that the game's single player, so no multiplayer for now. I know it is a shame because I know some people wanted multiplayer, but hey, I'd rather they didn't try and make multiplayer the main focus. Please keep it a single player game. I don't like it when games try to force in multiplayer into the main campaign, but even so though, I still think that it's gonna happen. But I would also like to see some new traversal techniques, maybe some things that can get you a little bit more height, but not necessarily as much distance when swinging. That'd be kind of nice. And another thing, and this is an idea that I came up with that I think would be really cool that they're probably not going to do, but I would like a constant threat throughout the whole game, because from what we can tell, Spider-Man 2 is definitely going to be a darker take on like Spider-Man. Like, it's not going to be super, super dark or anything like that, but it will definitely be darker than like Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales. One thing that I think could really elevate that, like, not necessarily fear, but tension, is the idea of, let's say Venom is actually not, like, he's not just the boss you fight at the end of the game, and not just in story cutscenes. He actively follows you throughout the game, or even, like, Kraven. He hunts you down in the game, and you gotta try and stay away from him, and if like, he catches you, his goons show up, and he shows up to kill you. I think that, like, a sense of dread would actually be a really cool idea. Like, trying to kind of stay away from the villains would be a really cool idea, because, like, in the other games, you chase down most of the villains, but what if in this game you are the one being chased and you try to do your best to get away from them? I think it'd be a great idea, especially if they could kind of work it, kind of like how Bowser's Fury did it in Super Mario 3 World and Bowser's Fury, where it's like Bowser Fury, like Fury Bowser awakens every like so or so minutes, and then you have to get away from his attacks and whatnot in that time. I think it'd be a cool idea. It would also work with the dark aspects of the game as well. The idea of being hunted down at all times is a really cool idea. And I mean, yeah, it's not like it has to be super in your face. It could be very subtle, but it could only come and play every now and then. I think it'd be a cool idea. And then last thing I want to talk about is the combat. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't think they're going to change the combat really much at all. They'll probably have some new attacks and whatnot, like Spider-Man, like Peter's got the whole like iron arms and whatnot, which might be similar to that of the ones that are in the final version of like Spider-Man PS4, but who really knows? Miles probably gets some new Venom attacks, which will be. There's definitely going to be a scene in the game where, like, Miles mentions like his Venom attacks are the same name as well the actual Venom himself, but I think that they weren't going to change the gameplay too much. They may have some more team aspects though. Maybe they'll have both Spider-Man completing crimes. Maybe they'll have more enemies in general that. And then you control one Spider-Man while the other Spider-Man is AI controlled and beats up the enemies. They could maybe do this. I think it'd be a cool idea. And those are my predictions for Spider-Man 2, and predictions and ideas. And some of them are very safe bets, and some of them are also kind of in the, we don't know, but we'll find out eventually too. But honestly, I just want to make the video to kind of just show excitement, because I'm honestly really excited to see what they do. And maybe Sony will reveal gameplay in this near future that can completely make this video like completely outdated. That'd be nice. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think of Spider-Man 2 and if you guys are excited and whatnot. And I know that I was a little quieter on this one because of the fact that it's late at night and I don't have a lot of space, so I gotta be a little bit more quiet. Otherwise, I'm sacrificing the audio quality, which is the worst thing you can really do. I mean, you wouldn't want to hear it through my actual mic, but anyways, my headset, that wouldn't be good. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video, and leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out and take care. Have a good day.